Alright, so I'll do a quick intro, I guess. I really wish Josh was here to co-commentate this with me, but he hasn't been around, so I'm gonna do this by myself. But I'd like to thank Josh, poor little Pinkus, and Mike the viewer for helping me through this process of making this, because without them I wouldn't have been able to optimize this as good as I have. So they really helped me with a lot of little things, or just stuff in general that I just didn't know. Hopefully this continues to be a useful tool for the next few years, at least, until someone else decides to make one. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm just gonna go over stuff. If anyone has questions, I can answer them after this is over and review if needed. That's really it. This was just something that took me 2 months to do. I think I worked on it 5 days a week, probably putting in 20 hours a week on it, if not more. There was 2 days I had off of work that I would spend 12-hour shifts on this thing, and then like 4 to 5 hours on other nights, and then 2 days not doing anything, and that took 2 months. So it took me forever to do it, and the chances of me doing something like this again are very slim, unless I somehow find some free time in the future. But this should hold everyone over for a while, and I'm not gonna finalize this further. I made the decision when I was working on it that it's just gonna be too much work to continue to do that. It takes a lot of time to perfect it, and I'd rather invest my time into other speedrun things right now. So this will be the final cut for now, but if I ever make a new one, or if I ever decide to make revisions, it'll be a whole new thing. So with that said, let's fire this up. And you gotta let me know if the game or if the video sound is loud enough, because I know last time it was really quiet, and I'd like it to be a little louder this time. So, alright. Let's do VLC. Oh, hang on. The music's still playing. Just turn off the console. I just had that for background music. Alright. Where's Waldo theory test? That's coming next. I did tweet this out. So this is the final version of GodSplice. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll try to touch on some things that could have went better as well, if I remember to. But overall, I'm still happy with the way this turned out. This is by far the hardest project I've ever worked on in terms of speedrunning, I would say, at least up to this point. Not even optimal file name. Yeah, I kind of like went lazy there. It's just like whatever. I think I did that absolutely last, so. What's up, Bruce? Let me know if the sound is okay. So, escape. Definitely one of the hardest segments to theory TAS. It's definitely the most annoying because of all the pumping and all the little things. It's very hard to get everything right, especially like the screen here. It's very hard to get under a 920 there every single time, and that's bad RNG there if I decide to take it. This in Eastern took me the longest. This is a pretty optimal key guard here. You can actually save a frame here. I was able to get an 8 flat in that room. Sometimes you can cut it, you probably don't want to cut it as close on that screen to the guard, because I think that was a frame rule. I didn't find that out till later. A lot of frame rule stuff I didn't find out till later. I'm gonna pump in this door, but I didn't do it here. Swing your sword as late as you can. That's also a frame rule. You can't do that with every RNG in that room. Another thing I didn't realize till later. But you can that's pretty far left. You can get a pretty crazy time in there by doing that. But generally you want to stay a bit closer to the guard so the spin connects. It's pretty good. It's pretty good ball and chain. Not the best, but because I nudged the door on the exit here, and a little bit of a weird boomerang throw. What's up, Kelsey? What's up, Kane? All the music that you hear, I put in manually. I made I recorded everything with no sound except the boss fights and the cutscenes. But everything here has the music put in, layered in after, to give it a more realistic feel. A lot of these little rooms, like that 651 I just got, have some like IL or individual room only strats you can do, where you can cancel the door and get a cleaner diagonal, like I did there to save a frame or two. Yeah, I'm sure this pumping is... This was really tough to do. This escape took me an entire week to record, I think. Generally, you don't want to pump that close either, but trying to save some time here. It's good RNG in this room too. A lot of these rooms are pretty close to perfect. Hardest room is definitely the throne room here. This is the hardest room to get a good time in. I fucking dare you to beat this room time. Or actually beat Mike's room time in here. His is even more crazy. It took me an hour to get a 16.2x. Alright, thanks Dingus. I'll check it out when I get a sec. 855. I think that's max. Oh, there we go. That wasn't perfect, Scrivo. That was, I had to go around the snake there. The left gamble here, too, because I had the RNG for it. I decided to just take advantage of it. I tried to change the RNG pattern, but I couldn't. 1209. Save a little bit of time doing that, but... that was a pretty good key rat as well. 838. Can't really ask for better than that. This is good RNG as well. Save a lot of time doing that. Another good RNG pattern. I nudged the door there, but that's because it actually saves a frame when you do that. One thing to note about that previous room with the switch, you can hold A out of the text box, and you can be pretty far left, like where I was there, and you just hold A, and then when you're facing the wall, you just tap down and it'll like adjust you to pull the switch quickly. So that's where like the time save is in that room, is pulling that switch quickly. You have to have a 1 frame space between up and down, I think. Or I don't remember. There's like some 1 frame bullshit going on there. I forgot what it was, but it's in my notes. Through the whole screen. These screens are a little, they're straightforward, but the thing is, you gotta remember that you want to exit the screens in the same position I do, generally. Like, you want to be the furthest right there. I think that was like a little nudge on that slope. I'd never seen that. I didn't even notice that from before. This is a hard screen too. It actually goes for a risky dodge here, but I was just trying to show off what like a good room time would be. So I kind of just went for it. But generally, if that guy's there, you wanna poke him with your sword or something. Then you want to cut this diagonal early. Not too early, because if you do it too early, the guard will, or the Armos will aggro earlier. That was really close. I hope you do your boomerang thing in your TAS there, Scrivo. In that Ropa room. 849 is pretty good for not perfect RNG in the cannonball room. That was also a little risky, going under that guy. Generally, you don't want to do that. Again, that was a pretty good room too. That's actually without crazy pumping too. Was just a really good room. Anything 615 or better is really good. The boom is fine. It's just not. It doesn't consistently save time, but it's fine. Go ahead and kill that guy there for the rupee, which you would do in RTA generally. And this is something Josh found. That's just kind of like for swag. That's not like a strat you should ever take seriously, but almost every strat in that room ties. Whether you throw the boom or grab the key, it's all like around 657-ish on average. Pretty good boost here. Some of the hardest rooms to do are the ones with the stairs like this, because you have to wiggle the D-pad really fast to save time. So rooms like that take a while. Like this one obviously has the same issue where you have to kind of wiggle up the stairs there. But I take the right path, which it doesn't matter which path you take if you didn't know. You could just take right side. Take whichever side has better RNG. It's the same. Whispered a secret in that Igor's ear. What's up, Giselle? These rooms are pretty good too. You want to hold diagonal when you enter this room a little bit, then start pumping towards the switch so you hit the right side of the switch. I always laugh at that room because it's just insanely, you get insanely close to the Igors. You can do a little better in that room too. I was able to get a 616 or something in there, 615. But I took the one that had the drops and the red rupee, which saved me from collecting anything else. Yeah, tight diagonals too. $9.14, yeah, it has a pause buffer though. So 9.14 GWG is real. Every time that you see in here is real. It's the actual room time. That was another pain in the ass thing to do when theory testing this, was retaining each room time. Maybe I nudged. I didn't see. That was the best time I got though, I think. Sometimes nudging is okay from what I've seen. Yeah, you'll get something better than that. You'll get, because you can save and quit, you'll get something better than 449. If it was a nudge, it definitely wasn't intentional. I just took whatever time was better. And that was a fade out. I think that was a fade out screen too. So fade out screens are really hard to get right because I had to make the save state after the screen. So I didn't always see the time, so I had to make multiple backups and like eyeball it and see if it's a good time and then make a save state. So it was like horrendous to do that. And also, you want to wait till you're on the stairs before you start that spin speed. You can pump along those trees there for like 2 pixels. And this was just something stupid. I wanted to see how fast you can get that screen, but you don't generally want to do that in RTA. Because the guard's, well, not always as cooperative as he was there. Dashing between the bushes is only like a frame or 2 faster. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to do the bush dash though. That was the right RNG for it. Figure most people won't even do it anyway. The dash here is faster, by the way, but it's harder to get right. That was a 244 entrance. That's really good, I think. No, it doesn't have cactus dash. This is like the same thing as the other GodSplice. One thing I could have done in this, which I didn't find out, I didn't think about it until later, but you can get the, if you get the double arrow drop, oh no, never mind, I couldn't do it here. I could have technically skipped these arrows that are coming up here, if I wanted to like take it, to make it super risky. Because all you need is 24 generally, going into land molas. And skipping that pot saves almost 2 seconds, I think. But yeah, I hope you like the chest turn. You guys gotta remember that you need to dash at that point in the stairs. It's faster. This movement here is a few frames faster, but I've actually converted back to diagonal movement because it's easier. You save a few frames there. It's pretty good spin speed. This room's hard. You have to like start moving immediately as soon as the block moves to save a lot of time in that room. So you can actually get better than what I got there. I think you can get like a low 520 or something. It's good RNG there. That saves like 2 seconds over like average RNG. Yeah, you can link it. Sure. 706, that room, don't pump towards the door. It's slower. And I think it might also be slower in this room, so I didn't do it here either. I don't think pumping is worth it from the torch there. don't think I got the pixel either. Didn't move up a pixel. Not a big deal though, I mean, it's a 2-cycle. The only thing that could have been better was I could have killed that worm in the first cycle, and that definitely would have saved another second and some change probably. But either way, 5:53 desert. That's like 4 seconds faster than anyone's ever done RTA. Sorry, no cactus dash. It doesn't even save that much either for the risk that's involved. Because you're if you hit that slope right, you don't lose much time not going for it. Hitting slopes a certain way, you save a lot of time in some cases. It's 8:30, that's not bad. I did the optimal movement there, which I hate doing. I don't even do it in runs, because the stupid crab can get you in this previous screen. This is, arrowing that guy is faster. And you want to make sure you maximize your dash all the way up there. Save the most time. That was a really good screen. It's like 10 frames, I think. It's in my notes, I think. Should be in my notes. I timed it. If you have the extra arrows, it's worth it for sure. I think this room could have been a little better as well, but there's like random lag and stuff in that room. Alright, this screen took me 3 to 4 hours to get a good time in. I had like really bad RNG, I guess, I don't know, but a lot of the screens failed to either a squirrel, a boulder, nudging the ladder, missing the menu, missing the quick warp. That's a good time though. 31:13. Good luck with that one. It's beatable, but it's hard. Pretty good screen there too. One thing I forgot to do in this room is you can actually diagonal slash towards the up left slash, and you like can save a frame or something, I think. Which I didn't know until after. Steve's. This is actually the best because I'm adjusted to the door perfectly here. So I'm able to exit this room as fast as possible. This is the optimal boom dash strat. So unless you can line yourself up with the door perfectly, generally you want to do the diagonal boom. And a side note, since we're waiting in the tile room here, there's a one-hit KO ROM with Moldorms that I might end up playing, Vixie, so you might be interested in that. Yeah, that's really good. I wanted infinite dash too, but that was easier. This is Pincus's torch strat. I don't do it in runs, but it's a really good strat if you can optimize it. I think this room could have been a little better too. The movement's a little weird. This beetle room will make up for it. I think you get a 632 in that room too. This is another room that took me hours to get right, and I wish I could have got it a little better, but my hand was dead. Hope the chest turn makes up for it. Sacrifice some frames for swag. In this case, it's worth it. I actually learned that strat specifically for this. got lucky with the Smoldorm. He was... The second hit here is a little slow. Didn't get... And this one's a little slow too, so... So the second and third hits could have been better. I actually have gotten a 26 Moldorm, so... It requires insane luck. .509 Hera. Good luck with that bullshit. I'm pretty sure that's... What is Zelna or WQ's gold? It's like 517 or something, or 516. One of them has a 516, I think. And that's 7 seconds faster. Just goes to show you how much variance is in Hera. Get a pretty good pickle shot here. Now, just so you guys know, if you're ever timing this screen, in an RTA run, you get a lot more lag. But here, in this case, since I wasn't aware of all the lag anomalies yet, oh, and this is the newer movement too, where you maximize that dash out of the log instead. But I timed all these screens from a preset instead of the actual RTA, because I thought it would be more accurate. So the lag looks really low here, but in a run it would be higher since the RAM doesn't get reset. But this is the only screens I did that on. It's just a side note, you don't really have to worry about it. Most people practice things from a preset anyway. So generally you'll get times that look similar to this, or should. To maximize a little time save there, you can you want to hit that guy as high as possible, and then you want to pull the tree far right there so you don't get knocked back all the way. Hello, Joe _ the rapper. Thanks for the J-Can style, Dustin. Generally, you want to nudge that left gate, so you you'll never ever take damage from the guards there. If you're any more right, you can. There's a risk. Thanks, Poexel. Aghanim's Tower was hands down the most fun segment to record. There's so much fun stuff you can do in here. Like, optimizing this room is very hard to do. 728. So you can approach those guards with some frame rules, and you can get a low time like that. And this room's pretty damn good too. The only thing I didn't do was pump towards that chest, but everything else was damn near perfect. 1601. It's a really good time. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, TM. It's amazing. This is a risky strat there, but I wanted to show off a good room time there. So generally, you'd want to be careful. It's a nice key dash. This is super optimized. Good luck beating that one. And that arrow, if you have an extra arrow, that saves about 10 frames. This is Cypher's old strat for the bad RNG in that room, which I decided to show off. That dash is a little risky. That is bad RNG. So you gotta hold up when before you get to that staircase to cancel your dash. When you hold up, you won't get the stair lag exiting those little stairs there. Because if you just dash into the stairs and hold up, you'll lose like 5 or 6 frames, getting this like stutter step. You can only tie the 809. I think 809's like almost capped. It's really hard to beat it. I'm sure you can beat it, but it's really hard. Fucking tryhards. Yeah, the Skullwood's dash is the same exact way, yep. Okay, so this Aghanim's actually good, unironically. Not because it's 0 blue balls, but because the warps were very short. And I learned that there's like, I think sometimes, I have to check my notes again, but I think there's like, oh yeah, nice transition. I forgot about that. Good stuff. I think there's, let me see what the variance is here for the warps. I didn't fucking record it, of course. But there's like a 2 to 3 second variance. I have to check my chat logs or something with Josh. I don't know, like something happened to the something happened with the save, and I didn't want to go back and record Aghanim again to fix it. So, by the way, this was a 2801. I know in the last recording I did of this, it was a 28 flat, but I split early when I was recording. Alright. This 2801's pretty crazy. Almost cut the twig on Aga. Yeah. Almost. I noticed that too. I didn't think any of the Zelda boys would get the reference. And screens like this are really hard to get right. This one was really good. The thing that matters the most on this screen is getting a good Kiki dash. Because I did have a couple nudges on this screen. It's definitely improvable. But generally you're gonna lose about 30 frames on average on screens like this. It's just inevitable. Dashing has to be really, really good. Alright, before anyone says anything, I know I have a key already in this. I don't know why. I have no clue why I have an extra key in this dungeon. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? No, I did it in one shot. Every room was done in one shot, in one take. To make it as realistic as possible. I think there may have been one screen I didn't do that though. I'll have to check. I think maybe at Flute. It was either Flute or Ether. One of those I think I did save state to test something, and I think I kept it that way. So Pod's the first dungeon where like the menus get really hard. You do have to use grips for really good menus here. Because the menus are, any menu that is multiple direction, or the same multiple direction, it's really hard to do in real time. So I was inventing grips as I was doing this to do the best I can with menus. LeChop does save 10 frames there. Okay, generally you would want that bomb. With the new Meyer tech, the bomb you want to skip is the very first one in Pod. Which now that I think about it, I probably should have just reshot that room. instead of the Turtle Rock one, but it would have messed up the bomb count through the entire TAS. There's your 650 Scrivo. This room could have been a little better. I actually get 2 nudges. This was the best time I got, because the statue was so good. There's that Pincus strat there. He taught me how to do mimics like that. This does save a little time. The mimic room time was a 4:53. It can be improved as well. But I wanted the 10 arrow drop. No, it was a 4:53. It's a really good turtle room too. No cheating. I didn't manipulate turtle RNG. That was the RNG I was given. 806 is really good. You can beat that with like manipulating turtle patterns with the practice hack. Oh, and if you push that block diagonally so the shield isn't drawn, that saves some time as well. Am I? I'm not trying to be. I did show off the fireball thing there. This actually was a 27, but you get a ton of extra lag with fireballs on Helmasaur. I think it's the energy drink. I didn't get much sleep last night, so kinda just running on E here. Overall, that pod was pretty good. I think, in regards to the 650 you were mentioning earlier, Greenham, you can start your dash pretty early with the block push, and if you push the block pretty low, or if you're like lower, you can hold diagonal during the block push and then start your dash. That saves a little time as well. If you're wondering where the little secret is there. I think you can get a 649 in that room, I'm pretty sure. The screen was pretty good, except that nudge. And I stopped that dash a little early there, but overall, that was a pretty good screen. I've gotten better than that before, I just couldn't get it when I was trying for this. That was risky as fuck. That fucking Reupload was so close. Just wanted to show how fast you can do that screen. Generally, that's not safe though, if the rope is that close. So the menu there is faster because you have one less input. It was a really good menu too. The only thing is you lose the pause buffer for this quick warp, but of course this is a TAS, so I just winged it. One thing you can do is the quick warp where I was at, the left, if you are on the left quick warp, you can dig facing up. If you're on the right quick warp, you have to, what I do is I diagonal buffer the pause. So I like press down left and the pause on the same frame to move 1 pixel left to dig. Because if you're 1 pixel right, you won't dig, you'll dig the spot next to it, if that makes sense. Nice wings. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying there, but, yeah. That's what I mean. I do it in runs. Like, my PB should have it if you're wondering what I'm talking about, but it's a little thing I picked up. Oh, I did test this room differently because I saw the save state flicker. So it was this one I did. I think it's because I was tired of watching the cutscene a million times and trying to get the... I was trying to time the spin speed. So this overworld was really, really good. The best I've ever gotten is a 255 on this overworld, and this enters at 253, very high 253. I think the dash was faster there. That's why I did it. What's up, Gerda? This is before I knew what the duck variable was, but does the variable really set even if you don't have the flute? Oh, I guess it sets at the vein. Gotcha. Picking up this pot is faster if you're aligned with the torch there. Hammering doesn't work because you're too low. And that slash is intentional to buffer the time you have to dash. Because you can't dash instantly because the anti-parry's in the way. I have to pee, and I got another hour to sit here. Well, less than an hour. Yo, check out this bombable floor. I exited that room on the last frame, just so you know. I frame advanced it. And that's individual room strat there that I did. Good luck beating that 605. Oh, I did make a mistake in this room here. Generally, wherever the Patrick star goes, you want to take the opposite path. So that was a mistake. But that's okay. I wanted to just use the buffer in there to read the RNG. And made a mistake in this room too. I slightly moved up there before I dashed, but that fucking time is good. I don't care what anyone says. 10-4x is really good in that room. 605 might be the max. There's a better strat in that room too, I think now. And this is Waffle's strat. He came up with this. It's alternative to the item dash, which I do in runs now. It's better than the item dash in my opinion. Yeah, check out this blind kill. I love that. What's up, Albert? Big Fung Balls. What's up, Garrison? Pooey kill? Did Pooey used to do that? It's always so hard to remember like what players come up with. I didn't know who came up with it. It was just suggested that I do it. I forgot who. This is not a Zelda run, Chef Toker. nice menu. It was really fast. This movement's still better. That's what Jaden did in TAS 5. I like the slash and dash because it's safer, but that movement there is still better. I did the walking here because it's about the same. That distance peak. Like a mile away from the frog. These screens are really hard to get right because of they're really weird. I still think there might be a better way to do these screens. But this was really, really hard. Yeah, it's 1 frame faster, FSG, to jump off the ledge. I also find it easier to open the chest with that, but that's just me. It's 1 frame faster to jump off the ledge. You want to talk to these guys as low as you can. You could door pump too when you're first entering the blacksmith. But this is pretty optimal, the way the warps were set up here. It's kind of what you want to aim for. It was like lowest possible pixel. Here's your fence dash. That could be beaten. I nudged the door there. C room. There's one specific RNG you have to look out for on the screen. I think I talked about it in one of the knowledge dumps. You can cancel that dash with up. There's a little ledge there. It's pretty good statue. The only mistake I made was pushing the statue 3 pixels too far. But it was hard to get a good room time because the mummies fucking suck. And they like never cooperate when you're trying to do it fast. Of course you're gonna see early bomb jump. Zelda's method's so much better here. I wish I'd known about it when I recorded this. But I think Zelda made a video. I recommend checking it if you're into early bomb jumps. His method's very consistent, actually. Yeah, he just tosses it or something. He does like a, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just recommend like watching it. This strat is better too here. I got it the fastest. Not the side fire bar or fire rod. I'm talking about like when you exit and dash left. That's pretty fast. And it like eliminates getting owned by the Ropos. Fire rod, or good mummy hallway. I use the menu there instead, so I can kind of like show off good room times in here, since everyone does different menus in this whole dungeon. I did it in the one room nobody gives a shit about. Oh, I mean that room, like most people don't care about. That to me is like one of the hardest rooms. Using a buffer in there would actually be good. I actually do it in low percent. Not a perfect moth either. Didn't feel like that was necessary. And farming a good moth is a pain in the ass. What's up, Link Hero? That's like low-key a really hard room, the mold worm. where the drapes are. But I find it a lot easier now that I don't do the rod dash out of the room. Because you just have that rod animation, and I feel like that like messes something up in that room with the timing. I think it just gives the Moldor more time to troll you. So that's why I don't like doing the optimal mummy hell way. Alright, there's your flute. So this is actually new over the last GodSplice. Fluting there. I know you don't see it on the input display, but this is some magic production stuff. Don't worry about it. Optimal catfish rock. Unfortunately, that didn't make the cut since that was found literally last night or the night before. Well, not found. Actually, it was found 10 years ago, but never noticed it. That's still good though. I'm not revising this shit no more. I'm sorry. You guys can be the heroes and make your own theory TAS at this point. But it's a good strat. I recommend looking into it. And this screen is definitely one of the worst to optimize. Finding out where all the sweet spots are. This is still like pretty good though. Basically, you can throw the rock with the catfish. You can throw the rock just outside the circle of rocks and it'll still like trigger the cutscene. Because I guess it's like a square hitbox and it extends past the circle. So there's like a not very tight window. It's like 9 by 5 pixel window. You can throw the rock. Alright, so fluting there sets up this arc or this altitude variable, so you can blow this guy back to hell. Get a 436. I even improved this room too by 2 frames. Which can be beaten. I've gotten a 506 in there, or 505, but I didn't have it recorded. So I just took the 507, it was good enough. You can clip into that pot too, like I did there. That saves a little time. Should always get you a 5.2x in that room. I pulled this bomb out like super early. Took the damage boost from the jelly, which is optimal. The only thing that happened was I was a little lower in this room than I should have been. But this room was still really fast. That's a hard room to do fast. Bad RNG in this room on purpose. Well, actually, I didn't have a choice. I couldn't manipulate the conveyor. And this bomb jump is still pretty good. Anything below 12.1x is insanely good. And you could beat that room by a frame too. I got a 259 in there. What's up, Glitchy? What's up, 420? That's how you know it was lit. And some of these rooms have random lag variants too, so make sure that you're paying attention to lag in here whenever you're comparing room times. Like sometimes this room could be a 5.2x because of lag. And this is the hardest room in all of Link to the Past right here. Because it has literally everything shitty about a room. A statue, pot grab, menu, the big block. It's just fucked. This is Zero J's setup for Cold Stare 2. Cover this dick, Andy. And I'm aware of that. It was too late though. It's too late. Didn't make the cut. But I saw that it is actually faster to do that, which I didn't know. I thought the fire bar would make things more complicated, but I guess you could just boost through it. From what I saw. It's pretty neat. Oh! Oh, thanks, Pinky. This pace is insane, I know. Thanks, Sub-Zero Charizard. I'll do my best, PB. 603 ice. I think someone's gotten 606, right? Or 607. Oh yeah. So you want to kill that guy there, because it actually saves time on this screen from lag. So you almost always want to kill that Octorok if you have the opportunity. These screens were really hard to get right because of optimal warp placement, but those are the exact spots you want to warp. Oh, this dungeon's gonna be good. It's like this swamp time is actually pretty insane. I don't think anyone will ever get so close to it. It just shows you how stupid swamp is. 110 entrance. That's 2 seconds faster already than I've ever done. Oh. So in this room, I don't know what's going on here. Got a 337, and I could not beat that for the life of me. But in the other key pot room, I beat it by 1 frame. And I couldn't figure out why. And I still don't know why. Yeah, I grabbed that key with my ear. I don't know if anyone saw that. This is the safe way to do swamp. If you're hammer dashing in here still, on the first trip, you're fucking up. Really bad. So that was 336 in that room. I don't know how I saved a frame. I even went back and loaded the other save state to see if I could beat it by a frame still, and I couldn't. I don't know why. This strat is probably not good because of the cutscene lag, and I didn't know this until after either. So I think walking to the left is still fine, but that's just an alternative strat I get. It's not really slow. You just have more lag. Now you hammer dash, because there's nobody in here, except the one guy. I forgot the swamp switch before. Does Pegasus boost jump work? I don't know. Like in Link's Awakening? No, I don't. No, it doesn't. Okay, I could have exited that hole a little higher. That was the only improvement I could have made there. Could have made that hammer dash room better. this is risky, but this was just to show what the correct movement was. But generally, if that jelly's there, you want to dash in front of him and not behind him like I did there. And that hammer dash really isn't worth it. After further testing, doesn't save much. This room was really hard to get right because of how long it is. 2016. It's really good. For statue movement, you don't want to like mash the diagonals like you're pumping. Oh, that's a nice beam strat, by the way, if you have beams and you get the bad RNG. But for that statue pushing, you want to like hold diagonal as long as you can and not mash diagonals. Because if you're mashing diagonals, it's actually slower. Or you have a chance to be slower. Thanks. Thanks, Toker. This room could have been slightly better. I entered the ladder late there. Could have entered it sooner. It was still pretty good. It's hard to like grind good RNG in that room because the fucking water striders are assholes. The one thing I didn't do here, which I meant to do, because it was really hard to get a good Argus with this pattern, was when Argus is at... Oh, I grabbed the crystal too low there too. Generally you want the... If the boss dies at the bottom of the room, you want to let the crystal like... You want to like aim for your crotch basically. So you want the crystal to fall into your crotch if the boss dies on the bottom of the room. If the boss dies at the top, then you want the crystal to land over your eyes. But what I was saying was, when Argus ascends to go to phase 2, about halfway through his ascension, you can pause to switch to Fire Rod, and Argus continues to move through the pause menu. So that saves a few frames, which I didn't get it here, but that's just something to keep in mind. So much to talk about. It's like hard to keep track. Nice 633. Will anyone ever get that? I can see 639 happening, but beyond that, I need a damn Christmas miracle. Alright, Meyer stuff. So everything's gonna be the same up until the Meyer basement, basically. The only issue here was the ladder. This screen's weird. It has like a lot of weird random lag. I'm not sure what causes it. So I just took the one with the least amount of lag and the best movement. And dashing there earliest into the slope is the fastest movement. But it's hard to do real time. That's another spot where you want to walk low before you dash because it's faster. Alright, so this is the new movement here. I actually didn't lose any time or gain any time on the screen because you have to wait for the iframes to disappear before you enter the warp. So that's a hard menu. That is one fucking hard menu. It's error for the host. Or Arior. I always say your name wrong, sorry. Rolling in the mire. Myers, I didn't change anything except the basement, so everything is gonna be the same as 1.0. So that fire snake, if you don't see him, you gotta take the bottom path. If you see him, like you did there, you take the top path. But generally, taking the bottom path is more reliable, but sometimes he could still be on the bottom, so not much you can do there. It's a pretty good key. This, okay, I actually didn't mean to put this into the GodSplice. If that guy is there, that slug, you want to dash a tile lower to be safe, but it was just an oversight. That particular RNG is very risky to just dash through, but that was just to show a good room time again. I just didn't realize that the slug was there until later. I do the rod dash sometimes too, Pinkus. I think you and me are probably the only ones that do it and like it. But yeah, it could be bad because if the slug poops a bomb and like moves right, or if the bomb is like closer to you, it can like rod the bomb instead of the bomb slug. It's a good boost into the stairs there. This room has some funny frame rule stuff, so whatever time you get in there can vary. Sometimes you can dash really low and the anti-fairy won't hit you. Also, don't hook in this room. Just don't. It's not faster. And it's more dangerous. Just walk. That was really good. I still like that. It beats TAS 5 by 2 frames. Alright, so here's the new Meyer stuff. I was actually able to beat this room by 4 frames with slower movement. Because this dashing into the slope is a little faster, which I didn't realize. Yeah, that Wizrobe is pretty nutty. Here's our first spooky stuff. 1124, not too bad. This is Jake's setup for this room. Very reliable, 518 is reliable. I tested it. And 609. Reminder, I do have more lag here because it's an RTA run. So if you're comparing times, you might beat it because of lag. But that was like optimized. And I beat this Vitreous by 5 frames. So I do shoot an extra arrow on purpose here before anyone says anything, so I can match the inventory count in T-Rock. No, this was redone. I did everything up to this over again because I had to have less magic for the cutscene. Otherwise, it would have been an inaccurate time save by like a second, or 64 frames, I think is what I counted. Oh, it did because I menued. $649 Meyer. That's the best menu in the whole run. I didn't save a frame from the bonk there, but the menu was so fast that was still the fastest time I got. Also, this. Don't ever forget this. Use your hook shots. Oh, in this room? You want to actually hold down out of that door. You don't want to avoid stair lag. You hold down, and when you move a pixel, you start your dash. It's faster. And you're aligned with the stairs as well when you do that. When you cancel your dash. You can be aligned with the stairs. That drive-thru made me car sick. Oh, this is another, like, really good screen. Like, this actually looks like I TAS'd it. But look how good this quick dash is. And that menu. Whew. That was sick. Alright, so this is another different room, because now I skip the bomb, because I have an extra bomb. Even though the inventory count's wrong, it's going to fix in the next room. But I did leave Meyer with an extra bomb. So I had to redo these 2 rooms, but now we're back up to 1 bomb, like it should be. I think I got lucky with that one. It didn't take a lot of tries. That was just a really good attempt. You can dash from the rail here. Depending on where the roller is, you can go for this. It's like 5 frames faster to dash from the top there. Just pay attention to where the roller is in the room, and you can tell whether you can go for it or not. Sounds like me, Kelsey. Should see more people going for this key dash. It's worth it. So your Brahmin block blast there. It's a good strat. And it's doable. Entering these pipes is actually kind of tricky too. The hitbox is like very strange on them. It's very like deceptive. This was kind of risky too. I cut it kind of close there. You want to be a little bit safer in that situation. Thanks for more bits. $6:30. So I didn't take best pokies. I felt like I already went for enough stuff that, like, crazy enough in Turtle Rock that I felt like getting the best pokies wasn't gonna show anything off. I wanted to show off this so I can show off the bonk here. There's 3 RNGs that works for. The one I just got. Double up left and double up right. And this room was really good. This is a good room time. Movement's like really, really good. You're welcome. It is frame perfect FSG, if I remember correctly. I remember that was something I looked into a long time ago, because I had accidentally got it in a run, and I was like, how? How did I do this? And I could never, like, replicate it. It was like an accident or something. E18. Pretty good time. No dash either. Trinex is actually like low-key, kind of hard to get a good time with. You gotta like ice rod as early as you can, and then use a boost there with your sword to boost yourself towards the ice head. And this isn't even perfect RNG either. I took the pattern where I didn't have to hit him twice. I think this menu wasn't good either. That was okay. I actually had an attempt that had the chest turn, but I think it was like 2 frames slower. It was like at 820. No, it actually doesn't. The lag doesn't actually matter there. I tested it. Not for my testing, at least. You might. This was only tested on the practice ROM, so you might have to ask like Mike or somebody who actually can test it on the real ROM and tell you. But from what I can tell, it didn't affect anything because it's already like lagging so bad. I guess I don't know. But I thought the same thing when recording this, and it didn't seem to matter. But I could be wrong. Alright. I didn't improve the Moldorm 2 hover before everyone starts getting crazy over that. The time I actually got wasn't that bad, and I did beat it by 9 frames. But it wasn't worth putting in this. And you want to cancel your dash there. It does make the cutscene faster and be like a pixel below. Well, next person who makes the GodSplice can have a good hover. The hover's not bad though. It's still like a pretty good time for no. Everyone timed it with the hook shot, so I was like, whatever. It didn't seem too much slower when I had tested it, so. That's a hard room to get right. The one with the conveyors. This is like the best strat for this room here. And the boomerang actually grabbed the key, so I didn't have to move down. So that's why I got a 709 in there. Conveyor room is really hard. I've actually beaten that time. I've gotten an 859 in there. And I have it highlighted on my alt account if anyone wants to see it. In the conveyor room. It's like insanely good. It's like so fast. Now Pink has taught me that bomb like buffering there to that's the mic strat too. But double pumping that door, the menu. This is just like whatever. I didn't care about this fight too much. I just tried to get a mid 15 because I wasn't doing Yuzahara. Still pretty good. That chest turn was for Pinkus as well. That's the last one. 236 upstairs. That's pretty good. I don't think I've ever gotten better than 241. These mimics are really good. I like this strat still. Never fails me. Well, unless it's my fault. That's when it fails me. $518. This gauntlet's overall pretty good, I'd say. Got the God RNG there. Another God RNG. And then I decided to take the worst RNG here. Because fire rotting is epic. Still fastest strat in that room for that pattern. I didn't mean to fire rod so late there. That was also like a mistake. You can actually fire rod right as you exit the door. Yeah, I'm aware of that FSG. It's so hard to farm that. It looks hilarious though. I also forgot to test right side here, but I wasn't gonna change anything in Ganon's tower anyway. But I do plan to look into that. Right side was ropes too, that is. I don't like that raw dash. I hate it. I hate what it does to this room. When you do the Helma key, you want to get boosted into that Medusa head, so you don't get so far knocked back. The 520 is good in that room. You can get a frame or two faster though. And this is like RTA movement. This is what you would do in RTA, where you walk down then dash. And this slash here is intentional for the door nudge. And this is Dom strat here, which was luckily found like the day before I recorded Ganon's tower. That should be a 607, but the lag was high there because of the bumper having a seizure. Nice 2-cycle. I don't know. They shouldn't be jacked. That was the best hover I was able to get. And I was just tired of farming that room. The thing is, my save state, and I'll send the save state to anyone so they can see it, but my save state was fucked on Moldorm. A lot of the times I get hit, so Moldorm was like giving me really shitty patterns, so I wasn't able to coordinate properly and go for the hover every time. Most of the fails were because Moldorm would just beeline into me. But it could definitely be beaten. I mean, 632 Ganon's tower, that's fucking good. Not even perfect RNG, you can like definitely beat that by a few seconds still. And this Ganon is really nothing special. I just farmed a sub 140. Don't do that, by the way. What I just did there, dashing into the back, you can die sometimes from that. Unless you have more than 8 hearts, which I do have here, but just don't do that. I realized that I didn't menu here either, so it's probably technically a 140 Ganon still, but I wasn't getting good patterns at all. I wasn't getting like the easy stuff, so I got the first thing that was with 2 spins. Hey, I'm being insightful, Bick. Because everyone's going to take this as a, oh, this is the strat you got to do. You got to do this. 130, 120, 31. Now, I know what you're thinking. The last one was a 120, 41. It looks like I only saved 10 seconds, but I did save about 11. I didn't realize this until after, but the first GodSplice wasn't timed properly. Something like happened, I guess. I like frame counted it and it was a 120.42, I think. So this is like a 120/31.02, and then the other GodSplice is like a 120/42.4, I think. I have to go back and look, but either way, I did save the mire time. I saved 741 frames. Yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to cheat, you know. Might as well cheat if you're TASing, right? Nice run. Nice laggy credits too. The music starts playing like before the cutscene starts. It was just full random. I pretty much took every RNG that was given to me. In some cases I didn't, depending on the situation. There was a specific thing I wanted to show off. Alright, I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. Alright. So, what was I gonna say? There was something I wanted to go over. Oh. I was looking for the total of frames saved over GodSplice 1.0 and I can't find it. I thought I had the, oh, here it is. 741 frames faster, and that doesn't include the mire cutscene, which I think was 64 frames slower. I have to retime that and see how much I lost in the cutscene. Does anyone know how much slower the mire cutscene is? I know it's like a second, but does anyone know like the exact amount? I mean, I could time it, but I was just wondering if anyone knew. I'm guessing no one knows. I did wash my hands, Link Hero, please. God damn. I'll just have to research it myself, as usual. I'm just too lazy to like frame count it, but I'll frame count it if I have to. I'll frame count it later and add it to the notes. Fast hammer jump? What do you mean? Motherfucker, you have to menu. Are you talking about the dash? Oh, the dash. No. Get that shit out of my face. I don't want to deal with none of that. This is why you guys are making your own theory TASs and you can do whatever the fuck you want. It makes sense for you to do it though because there's no Helmasaur on the bridge. I know you're like being half serious, but it does make more sense to do that if you don't have a Helmasaur on the bridge. No. I know. I'm not gonna say anything about anything percent. That war's over. I won that war. Everything else is just whatever. Alright, I'm about to fire up some so I got 22 responses from the knowledge dump Q&A thing. So if anybody's interested in some help with some stuff with Zelda 3, you can stick around and I'll drop the hot knowledge for a couple hours. So please. What's up, Raging Redneck? Yeah, no problem. This is, I don't think anyone was here earlier when I was talking about it, but, the reason this is called the final cut, quote unquote, is because, I don't plan on revising this anymore. I don't care what gets found. Like, I'm done. Completely done with this. If anything ever gets revised, it'll be done in a fresh, brand new, from scratch TAS, which I don't think I'll have time for a very long time. This took me 2 months to do, and like all my free time. On top of being, someone who works 40 hours a week. It's really tough to dedicate a lot of time to something like this. So I hope someone will follow up with something better in the future. I encourage you to make something better. I hope someone will do it in the future. I know Greenham's doing his thing. Oh, thanks for the sub, Greenham. Much appreciated. Oh god, everyone knows this was spliced because of the VLC cone. Oh well. Anyway. Oh no, what happened to my scene?